channel of Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. My name is Kajal Kulkarni and I am going to teach grade 6 English. So today we are going to see the supplementary reader, that is A Pact with the Sun. And we are going to see and start with a new story, that is What Happened to the Reptiles. Now what are the reptiles, students? Yes, anybody can tell me who are the reptiles? Yes, the animals that crawl while walking. They cannot walk on their legs, they have to crawl on the ground, so they are called as reptiles. So let's start with the story very quickly. So the story is What Happened to the Reptiles. Let's start. Pambupatti is a peaceful village inhabited by a variety of people. The name of the village is Pambupatti. It is a peaceful village, and peaceful means very nice, means it is no wars, nothing. Nice, peaceful, peace and calm people, very different varieties of people are staying there. Inhabited means they are living there. Okay. Prem, the narrator of the story, flees his village under unfortunate conditions to reach Pambupatti by chance. Who is the narrator of the story? Prem. The boy named Prem, he is the narrator. He is telling about the story, and he flees his village, means he leaves his village. He has to run out from his village under unfortunate conditions. Unfortunate means bad, unlucky conditions. Okay, and he is reaching Pambupatti by chance. By chance he is reaching. He is not intentionally going there. Okay, by chance he is reaching there. An old resident of the village looks after him and tells him an interesting story. Now in this story there is one more story. So let's see all about the story. You may not believe this story. You all may not believe this story. Why? But I can tell you it is true. This story is based on true story. It is really happened somewhere. So who is telling? I means who? The narrator. And who is the narrator? Prem. So Prem is telling that you won't believe the story, but it is a true story, because I have been to Pambupatti, a village on the edge of the jungle. I have been means I have visited this village. I have stayed there. And where is the village located? The village is on the edge of the jungle. It is on a cliff, and the vast forest stretches below like a mossy green carpet. It is on a cliff. Cliff means on a hill. Okay, on a hill peak, on top of the hill. It is a village on hill. Pambupatti hill station, we can say. It is located on the hill. So it is on a cliff, and the forest down there, it is looking like a green mossy carpet. Mossy means grassy. Okay, mossy means you can say when there is a water constantly in some place, and that green color substance which the green grass type thing grows there, that is called moss. Okay, so that is slippery, very slippery. So he is telling that the forest is so much stretch means it is unlimited, very vast. The forest is stretched below, and it looks like mossy green carpet. It is looking like a green carpet. There are many kinds of people in the village: dark, fair, tall, short. There are many kinds of people. Obviously, wherever you will go, you will find different kinds of people: short, tall, dark, fair. Yes. So he is telling that the people were of many kinds. They speak many languages. Some eat meat, some don't. Some of them eat meat, and some of them don't eat meat. Some pray in a small temple at the edge of the forest. Others pray in a mosque some miles away. Means he is telling that some of the people they are vegetarian, some of the people they eat they are non-vegetarian, they eat meat. Some of them pray in the temple at the edge of the forest, and some of them they pray in the mosque some miles away, means it is a little bit far away. Now he is telling, my name is Prem and I live many 100 miles away from Pambupatti. He is telling about himself that his name is Prem and he is not living in Pambupatti, but he is living 100 miles away from Pambupatti. I had heard about the village, but I had never been there. I have heard many things about this village, but I had never been to this village. I had never visited this village. Then last year, something terrible happened. Last year, something very dangerous happened. Now, what dangerous happened? The people of my own village went mad. My God, the people of the village, they went mad. How they went mad? Let's see. Far, far away in a place, they have never even been to a temple or a mosque, had been burned down. Far, far away in a place, they have never even been to a temple or mosque, had been burned down, and they went mad. They started fighting with one another. Means now here he is not able to tell what exactly happened. He is telling that the people went mad. How he is describing? He is telling that when we were together, they were means happily. The people few were praying in temple, few were praying in mosque. But now what has happened? They are fighting amongst themselves and they are burning the temples and they are burning the mosque. He is unable to describe exactly what has happened. So now they have started fighting amongst themselves and some had to run away in the middle of the night. And at 3 in the morning, as I lay in my house, half awake to the sounds of hate and violence, there was a fire. Many houses were burned down in the fire. One of them was mine. I managed to grab a few clothes, some coins, my little Ganesh statue, and I ran for a day and a night, resting whenever my legs would not carry me any further. I jumped onto a train, then on a bus, no tickets, never mind, everyone seemed to be running. Now what he is telling, that in my village the people few were eating meat, few were not, few were only eating veg, means they were only vegetarian. So the people fought amongst themselves. So this fight was of religious fight. Okay, he is unable to explain it. So this fight was all about each other's religion. They started fighting among themselves. They started burning the temple, they started burning the mosque, and the people of other caste, other religion, they started burning the houses, the huts of the villagers. And what happened? One day, one night, the people started running away from the village. They started running away in the night also. Middle of the night they started running away. They just left their house and they ran away. So one day at morning 3 o'clock, he was just lying down in his house and he was sleeping, but half awake, means he was in a conscious mind, and he heard some sound of hate and violence, means there was again fight and the people were burning, they were firing the houses. There was a fire, the houses were burning, many houses were burned down in the fire. One of them was mine. So where this Prem was living, one house was the Prem's house. So what happened? He managed to take some clothes and some coins, some money, and his statue of Lord Ganesha along with him. And he just kept on running day and night. And when he was feeling that his legs are now paining very badly, he is not able to run now. So at that time he used to settle down, he used to rest down and then again start running or start moving. So then he jumped onto one train and then on a bus, means he traveled by a train and then by a bus. Without ticket, he was not having any tickets. Never mind, everyone seemed to be running, all were running. See, you can see Prem here. He has carried a bag which is having few clothes and the statue of Lord Ganesha. Finally, I found myself in Pambupatti and I saw some villagers gathered near a well. I found myself, he was now in Pambupatti. He didn't go intentionally, but he was, by chance he went there. So he saw that some villagers were standing, they were gathered near a well. And I ran to them and before I could say a thing, I fainted. So he saw few villagers were gathered near a well and he ran towards them. And before he could say something, he fainted. Fainted means chakkar aake gir jana. Okay, so he fainted there. When I opened my eyes, I saw an old man with white hair, white beard and shining black eyes bending over me. When he came to conscious mind, when he was fine, when he opened his eye, he saw one old man with white hair, white beard, beard means dadi, and shining black eyes. And he was bending over me, means he was looking at me. For the next few days, he looked after me, putting food in my mouth and bringing me sweet, cool water from the stream. For few days I was with that old man only and he was taking care of me. He was feeding me, he was giving me food, he was feeding me the food in my mouth and bringing nice sweet cool water from the stream. He rubbed my feet gently and made the pain go away. He used to always take my feet in his hand and rub the feet and gently he used to rub it, and due to that all my pain went away. Neighbors, strangers, everyone came to visit me. The neighbors who were staying near the old man's house, they all came and they were visiting him. They were looking, means they were seeing that who is he and from where he has come. So they were always coming and visiting him. Tell me, grandfather, I said to him one day, I have never seen people like the villagers here. In my village, people fight with those who pray to another god. But here, this seems a very strange place. So now this Prem is telling to grandfather that tell me one thing. One day he said that, grandfather, tell me one thing, that in this village the people are so nice, they are so good they are, and in my village the people are always fighting. And why they are fighting? Just because they are praying another god. And this village and this place is this seems a very strange place, means this is really a very strange place where all the people are living together. Nobody is against anyone. All are staying together. So it is really a very strange place. Prem, replied the old man, I will tell you the story of Pambupatti. You can take the story back to your village. Maybe it will heal some of its wounds and dry some of its sores. Sores means what the people are feeling, what they have suffered. Those things can be dried out or it can be washed out. Maybe with the help of my story, when you will go back to your village, tell the story to your village, to the people of your village, so that it will heal the wounds, okay, and the sores, it will be dried up, means it will help them to overcome with those bad things. Oh grandfather, I said anxiously, don't say that. What I have seen in my village makes me burn with shame. I never want to go back there. Now Prem is telling, oh grandfather, please don't say that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go back to my village, because whatever I have seen there, whatever is going on there, because of that I am really shameful. I am very shameful with what things are going there. But that's exactly why you must go back. So grandfather is telling, yes, to make the people overcome from those things, you have to go back. Exactly for that only you have to go back. He said in a soft voice. I kept quiet. Who kept quiet? Prem. I didn't want to argue with him, and I wanted to hear his story. So I didn't wanted to argue with the grandfather, but I just wanted to listen to the story, what he had to say. So the next part is, very long ago, there were no animals in Pambupatti, only reptiles. Who are the reptiles? The animals that crawl on the ground. So many years ago in Pambupatti there were no animals, there were only reptiles. They had a meeting every month. Their leader was Makara, would chair the meeting. Who was the leader? Makara. Makara was the very biggest crocodile. So he was the reptile who was conducting the meeting, misusing his power. He used to misuse his power. Makara ordered the tortoise and snakes to leave the forest. Now in the next part of the story you will see that what happened. It happened a long time ago, he began. So long ago that there were no schools and no teachers. It is really very old story. In those days there were no schools, no teachers. The children lived with their parents in the caves and helped them to collect fruit and berries from the forest. At that time there were no tigers or panthers or animals in Pambupatti forest. In those days there were no tigers, panthers and elephants in the forest. There were only reptiles, many kinds of reptiles. Now you know what reptiles are. Yes, you also know, no? Yes, very good. Snakes, crocodiles, turtles, lizards. They are all reptiles. Which are the reptiles? Snakes, crocodiles, turtles, lizards. And you know that a reptile has scales on its body and it lays eggs. What grandfather is defining more about the reptiles, that the reptiles has scales on its body and it lays eggs. Every month the reptiles of Pambupatti had a big meeting. Everyone came, the pretty excited snakes, the slow thoughtful tortoise, the clever quick lizards. See students, see the use of adjectives in these sentences. The snakes are described as pretty excited. Everyone used to come to the meeting, attend the meeting, and the snakes are described as pretty excited. The tortoise are described as slow and thoughtful, and the lizards are clever and quick. Sorry. So this way grandfather is describing, see here, the snakes, the tortoise, the lizards, the crocodiles, and who is he? He is Makara, the leader. And the moody crocodiles. How the crocodiles are described? They are moody, grumpy because they were out of water. The president of this meeting was Makara, the biggest crocodile of the forest. Who is Makara? He is the leader, he is the president of all these animals, all these reptiles. He is the president. And which reptile he is? He is the crocodile. He is the biggest crocodile of the forest. All the animals thought he was very important. All these animals thought that this Makara is really very important. When someone is strong and powerful, you know it is difficult not to go along with what he says or does. They were all thinking that he is very strong and powerful. So nobody was, means it was very difficult. It is difficult not to go along. If they were not following his, whatever he said, they were really fired. They were really scolded. This Makara was very, very strong. He was very dangerous. So now one day what happened? A strange thing happened. It was a week before one of the monthly meetings. One of the monthly meeting was organized, and a week before, Makara sent a letter to the tortoises. Asking them not to come to the meeting. Ahiste, the big and old star tortoise with black and yellow pictures on his shell, was very angry. Now one of the tortoise means he was the big and oldest tortoise. He was having black and yellow pictures on his back, on his shell. So he was very angry. What was his name? Ahiste. His name was Ahiste. So these tortoise were sent a letter that you should not come to attend the meeting, and they had to leave the forest. What does this mean? He shouted. How dare they? But not one of the tortoise had the courage to attend the meeting, and they were so few, the others so many. The tortoise were very less and the other reptiles were many, and nobody was daring to go against this Makara. So they just left. They did not attend the meeting. Before the meeting, the giant Makara polished his teeth with the red flowers of the tree by the river till they sparkled. He used to polish, he used to brush his teeth with the red flowers of the tree nearby the river, and he used to polish it till they were sparkling, they were shining. Everyone was waiting for him at the meeting place. All the reptiles used to come and wait for Makara, and then Makara used to come. And how he used to address? Brothers and sisters, he began. All the reptiles, even the beautiful king cobras, stopped talking. When Makara used to start with his meeting, nobody dared to talk. So Makara continued his speech. I have decided that we don't need the tortoises. I have told them not to come today. Brothers and sisters, can you tell me why we don't like the tortoises? Now he is addressing the meeting. He is telling that brothers and sisters, I have decided not to keep these tortoises with us. I have decided to throw out them from the forest, from this forest. I don't like these tortoises. And do you know why I don't like this? He is telling. The reptiles looked this way and that. Means the reptiles started looking at each other. What to tell him now? Brothers and sisters, they felt very uncomfortable. These other reptiles, they felt very uncomfortable. The snakes hissed anxiously. The lizards wiggled their tails. The crocodiles opened their jaws even wider. Means they were all very much excited. They were not knowing what to say. They were feeling very uncomfortable. But, said one little lizard. No buts, shouted Makara. There was all silence. I think, said a baby crocodile. No, I thinks, screamed Makara so loudly that the fruit in the tree above him rained down. Means he shouted so loudly that the fruit of the tree fell down. After that, no one had the courage to speak. When Makara shouted so loudly, no one had the courage to speak. Now what to say? So Makara cleared his throat and showed a few more teeth. Makara, he did this way, and he showed his teeth. He smiled. Well, he said, I will tell you why we don't like the tortoises. They are so slow, so stupid. They even carry their houses on their backs. Yes, the turtles, they keep their shells, means the shells is attached to their body, and whenever they feel that there is some danger, they hide in that shells, right? So he is telling that they are so stupid, they are so funny, and they are so slow. They are carrying their house along with them wherever they go. And whoever heard of such a stupid thing? Any one of you have ever heard about such a stupid creature? Now you lizards, you live in trees. Would you ever carry a tree on your back? Would you? Small frightened voices answered together. No, we wouldn't. But again Makara said, no buts. Now listen, I have told the tortoises that they will have to move out of Pambupatti. When they go, we will have more of everything. More food, more water, more space. What do you want? I want them out by tomorrow. He is ordering all these other reptiles that I want these tortoises to leave the forest and go in other place wherever they want. Okay, so this Makara is so dangerous. Everyone is frightened with him, and he is telling that the very next day, tomorrow itself, these all tortoises should leave this forest and nobody should be here in this forest. But because they are such slow coaches, see how he is describing the tortoises. He is telling they are slow coaches, they are very slow. I have given them 1 week. Because they are very, very slow. By next Tuesday, we won't have a single tortoise left in this jungle. By next Tuesday, we won't have any tortoises in this jungle. And by the following Tuesday, they were all gone. When the Tuesday came, they found that there was not a single tortoise left in the forest. At first, the animals were sad, but then they realized that what Makara had said was true. There was more food, more water, and more space for them. But soon, a strange smell began to fill the forest. It was the smell of rotting fruits on the ground, rotting animals in the river. This was what the tortoise used to eat. And even Makara had to go about holding his nose with his big claws. Now what happened? The tortoises left the next following Tuesday. All the tortoises left the forest and none of the tortoise was found in the forest. Now at the beginning, the animals were very sad. They were not feeling happy. They were very sad that all the friends have gone. But then they realized that when they have gone, we are getting more food, we are getting more water, and we are getting lot of space to live in. But then what happened? Soon something very strange happened. Like there was the smelling, a very bad smell started spreading in the forest, and that was the smell of rotting fruits. Rotting means something that spoils, very dirty smell. a foul smell. So the fruits were rotting, and that fruits were eaten by these tortoise. The smell of the rotting animals was found in the river. So these animals were eaten by the tortoise. So now Makara also was not having any thing to do, and he used to hold his nose with his big claws. Students, I will just stop the story here, and in our next episode we will see all about the next part of the story. So I want you all to read the story, so that when I will explain you the next part, it will be very easy for you to understand. Till then, thank you.